And here we go, guys. Welcome everyone to game number 1 of the next series. This time around, it's going to be blue and red, as the players have naturally chosen these colors. And taking a look at the civilizations, we'll see that Hope, he's playing with Berbers towards the south. Black is playing with Aztecs up in the north. Blackheart. We are going to refer to him as Blackheart, not to confuse him for the other black players, or the other players with black for their name, rather. So there we go. This is correct, right? Blackheart is CL's latest attempt to secure a firmer foothold in Central Europe. Oh, I remember, right? There was an announcement, right, from CL some time ago about the new edition. It was Blackheart, right? Right. Okay. Let's take a look at the civilizations for game number 1. This is Gold Rush, and we're gonna have for the blue player down the south, from Mr. Hope, the Berbers, which means 10% faster movement villagers, 15 and 20% cheaper stable units in the castle in Imperial Ages, as well as for the team bonus, access to Genitor, a mounted skirmisher type unit, and Blackheart on the other hand, playing with Aztecs, will get villages that can carry 3 extra resources per trip for free. We're gonna have, in addition to that, for the Aztecs, 11% faster training military units, except for monk units. But monks will get 5 extra HP per each monastery technology research, up to, well, they can go up as high as all technologies are going to allow them to go, which is what, like 90, something like that? I'm pretty sure it can go up like pretty high. Probably more. And besides that, for the Aztecs, we also get, for the team bonus, mind you, 33% faster gold income from relics, which means if you collect 3 relics, that's going to give you as much in terms of gold income as if you had 4 relics collected. I think that's going to be about it for the Aztecs, right? And yeah, that's about it for the Berbers as well. Hey there, welcome to the channel. Arif Yahoo, I'm not really sure if I'm saying that correctly. Welcome. I'm probably going to refer to you as Ari, not to risk it. For the map generation, taking a look at Hope's map generation first, we're going to see for the blue player, the main gold forward. Not too far away though, so it's not too terrible. And then the secondary gold is going to be on the right hand side. This one is very far away, and because he's spawning in the middle of the southwest side or edge of the map over here, as opposed to closer to the corner compared to the red player, for instance, who is closer to the corner, it's going to be harder for the blue player to secure these resources. So we could see something like a wall maybe from here to here, so that he will be able to secure the stone. And then he's gotta go for the walls like this, right, in order to secure this. And something like this is going to be the cheapest and easiest to defend, but not the best. Something like this is going to be much better, of course, and then potentially from here towards the edge of the map. But it's going to be a little bit pricier as well. If we take a look at the map generation from Blackheart, we'll see that he's so much closer to the corner of the map. So this puts the red player in a very good position. Take a look at this map generation. He's got the main goal on the back. It's so easy for him to wall himself completely towards the edges of the map over here. And by going for walls like this, which wouldn't be too expensive, he would secure the gold, he would secure the stone, he would secure 2 freaking wool lines. Check this out. Absolutely fantastic. Yes. Secondary goal is going to be on the left-hand side for the red player. Probably doesn't really matter so long as he's got access to this one safely. He's going to be in a good position. That's going to keep him going until the castle age, until he is eventually able to step out of his comfort zone and go over to the center and try to secure control of this. Hey Hot, hi. Yeah, I love to see people using the high emote as well. It's free, so even non-subs can use it whenever they come into the channel, as well as the ad squad emote, of course. But yeah, let's see. PLH is gonna be here very soon for Hope. Blackheart, on the other hand, seems to be making a play for Fast Castle over here. I mean, after all, this map generation is so good for the red player. Why would you not go for it, right? Fast Castle, And then he's got a few choices. He can go for extra TCs, the red player, potentially, let's say, one over here, right? He could go for one extra TC over the left-hand side, potentially to secure the stone over there. Or, if he just goes and start collecting some stone, by the time he clicks out to the village, depending on how much longer it takes for him to go up, he's going to fast castle. We can take a look at the work account over there. He could potentially make a play for a castle eventually, but with this work account, he won't be able to fast castle and go for the castle at the same time. He would need extra villagers for that, so it seems like it's going to be just a standard fast castle, potentially into extra TCs. Hope instead is 10 seconds away from the village. You know, this reminds me, Hope's name over here reminds me of the Chinese citizens moving to other regions of the world in the western regions of the world, most likely, that they usually end up coming up with a western name or nickname, so to say, because nobody is ever able to pronounce their names properly in Chinese, and this is exactly what Hope is for everyone here, right? Like, I have no idea how on earth I would have to pronounce this. I like, quite literally do not know what many of the sounds are supposed to be in these words. So I'm glad that he's been, you know, considered with us plebs to come up with a nickname for the Western audience. Hope! Is that what this means? That seems like too long for Hope. Mark it in the way now for Blackheart, and he will go for a blacksmith as well. And it's going to be a standard fast castle. Meanwhile, Hope, he did go for a forward archer range, but it seems to me like he won't really be able to prevent Blackheart from clicking up to the castle edge, and in any case, he might be able to breach through. But so long as Blackheart is able to click up in the first place, that's all that he needs to do right now, right? Then he can go for a barracks afterwards, or he can go for a tower, or he can go for the barracks and the archer range. A tower will be probably the easiest way for him to defend over here if the stone walls eventually get breached. Let's take a look at the HP of the villagers. We're gonna see one going down though! Yes, sir! First blood over there, eco blood, as Blackheart takes a villager down. Sorry, loses a villager over here to Hope's push, but manages to get the stone walls up, so that's going to delay the bull player's push by quite a lot. Giving Blackheart enough time to get the barracks up, potentially get an archer range up, and get some defensive units out without having to go for a tower. He did, in the end, still end up spending a lot of resources. He sold some of the stone to balance his economy to go up, and he used a lot of stone over here trying to get the stone walls up. So he doesn't really have enough right now to go for extra TCs once he gets to the castle edge. So the only way that he'll be able to take advantage of being 1 inch higher compared to Hope once he gets there is by going for military units that he'll be able to upgrade in the castle edge. And that is most likely not going to be eagles. So he's got the second barracks coming up over here as well. Is this a tournament with team bonus? Wait, what? What do you mean? The tournament with team bonus. I'm not really sure. Team bonus always applies, even normal 1v1? Yeah. Because you are still technically part of a team, even if it's a one-player team. You are team 1 and your opponent's team 2. Or the other way around, depending on the color. Well, not really depending on the color, but you get what I'm saying. They're going to be different teams, so the team bonus still applies. Eagle Scouts coming out. They take forever to train the village, though, so it cannot really mass too many. And because we have Minotaurans here, Hope is not afraid of Eagle Scouts, especially in these numbers. So here he comes in Blackheart. He got away with fast castling, but this might be too greedy. As we see the archers come over and take one villager down over there, they're going to take even the Eagle Scouts, because without the Eagle Warrior upgrade, without chainmail armor, these Eagles are not particularly strong. And check this out. That is another Eagle going down, and that is a lot of villagers about to shed a lot of blood around here from Blackheart. The red player is going to stay in the ground over here. Red as well. That's a bunch of villages going down. And Hope, man. Hope is seemingly playing a whole different game. 37 workers to 19. In Blackheart, I'm not really sure what the hopes for him are in this game, given that the bull player will be on his way to the Castle Age very soon. Because the Castle Age, and that's another village going down. My lord. Yeah, there we go. Blackheart actually calls a GG right there at the same time as Hope clicks out to the Castle Age. It takes 6 villages worth of TC, or, you know, about 6 villages worth of training time for the TC to research Castle Age. So by the time Hope got to the Castle Age, he was still going to be ahead by about 14 workers. So Blackheart was pretty much out of this game. And that makes me wonder then, would it have been a better idea for him to go for the tower instead, as opposed to going for the walls? The problem is that he ended up selling some of the stone to go for the Castle Age, so he didn't really have enough to go for the tower anymore. And it just goes to show aggression is going to come out on top over here as Hope recognizes the beautiful map generation from Blackheart, puts out the pressure up over here, and manages to take game number 1. Vietnamese player up 1-0. We'll see what we get for game number 2. Let's go through the achievements first. Better than 5 to 4 kill ratio for Hope. For economy, much stronger economy for the bull player as well. Surprising no one, given the much higher working count that he had. And if you take a look at society, especially towards the end of the game, this was just an absolute landslide over here. The red player was going to keep on losing more and more villagers, and this was going to favor the bull player so much more, of course, the longer the game went. It's a fortress, a city of Vietnam. Oh, I see. All right, thank you, Red Cliffy. Yeah, and I have no idea how to pronounce it. Let's go back. There we are. And welcome you guys, everyone, then, to game number 2 in the series. This is gonna take place on Arena. Hope playing on the left-hand side. He's got Britons. Blackheart playing on the right-hand side towards the south. Is gonna make use of Poles instead. And both these civilizations are going to be quite strong on Arena. Poles have been historically very successful on this map, and we saw this in many of the recent tournaments. Of course, the Grand Melee comes to mind right away, but it's not going to be the only one. We saw this also on Warlords, right? For the civilizations and for the bonuses, we'll see that Hope, the bull player, he gets first off 1 and 2 extra range on foot archer units in the castle and Imperial Ages respectively. That is not going to apply to skirmishers, but it's going to apply to archers and longbows. Besides that, we'll also see for Britons a 50% wood discount on TCs, starting in the Castle Age, as well as 25% faster working shepherds. For the team bonus, on the other hand, we'll see that Britons also get 20% faster working archer ranges. And for Blackheart civilization, on the other hand, the Poles over here, they'll get access to Folwark. They're going to have villages that regenerate 5, 10, 15, and 20 HP per minute in the Darkfield Castle and Imperial Ages. And stone miners that collect 0.33 units of gold per unit of stone that they collect. Besides that, for the team bonus, Poles will also have 1 bonus damage from Scatline units against archer units, which makes them a very strong civilization to go for a full cavalry push, right? The Castle Age unique technology for the Poles, lack the privileges, is going to also reduce the gold cost of Nightline units by 60% if I'm not mistaken, and that makes them so good as well. We'll see. Let's go and take a look at the map generation as usual, and do let me know, what do you think about having a standard start type over here, or a standard start mode for T90 Titans League, compared to what we had for Warlords, compared to what we had for the Grand Melee, compared to what we had for Deep Waters League, the original tournament, to include the 9 villager start? I think it's fine. I think I said this before, but I certainly do tend to prefer more variety in between tournaments. as opposed to having everything uniformly set up, right? So like we know that Red Bull Wallow is always going to use Empire Wars. We know that many of the tournaments as of late have been making use of Deep Waters League star type. And this one is going to go back to normal, so it's going to provide the variety that I do appreciate. Did you say start? Yeah, well, what I'm saying is we have seen for the most part in the latest big tournaments different start types. For Double Cup 3, we have had double, triple, quadruple TC starts for Valhalla, for Warlords, and actually for Valhalla I think it was only 6 villagers, wasn't it? As opposed to 9. But yeah, Warlords and the Grand Melee already had 9 villages at the very beginning. It makes the games faster. So yes, this is just Age of Empires start, but it's not been the norm in the last few months. So I'm very curious as to what your opinion about it is. Do you like it? If the games get a little slow, I blame the most on the map pool. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter what maps you go for. Of course, maps like Arena are going to be slower, but you can have an extremely open map and you're still gonna have to cruise the Dark Age. Like right now, for instance, the players will already be in the Fuel Age, right? Otherwise, either I think it's good, so players with different playstyles can play other strong suit. Yeah, I agree. I like the variety. I think it's good. I think we are going to have plenty of extra Deepwater League star type tournaments in the future, and then we are going to have plenty of standard start tournaments in the future. All right, let's take a look at the map generation, starting with the blue player. What do we get? Let's get the main goal on the back, which is beautiful. That way, it's not going to get scouted. Meanwhile, we have the main stone over here on the left-hand side as well. Taking a look at the secondary resources, we'll see the secondary gold on the very back of Hope. That is really good, actually. So he does not have any resources exposed over here, which means that if Blackheart was to go for a castle drop, which with Poles is definitely a possibility because of the need for Shlachta privileges, then let's say a castle over here, for instance, would only deny some resources, right? These. But these are still going to be completely safe for the bull player. Blackheart, on the other hand, taking a look at the red player's map generation, he's going to get the main goal forward, and this one is close enough to the walls that a single scout coming in from, you know, the blue player across the walls over here, just getting some scouting information, will be able to potentially scout this. I think the Castle Age, I think it's not going to have enough vision in the Fuel Age, but I think the Castle Age is close enough to the walls. Then the main stone is on the back for the red player. We have a secondary goal over here on the back as well for the red player, so it's just going to be this one that's exposed. But similarly to what we said about Blackheart's potential for a castle drop forward, if we were to see the bull player ever go for a forward castle, I don't think this is what we are going to see from the bull player, by the way. But if he were to go for a forward castle and he spotted the resource inside, he could go for a castle over here. That would be fantastic because he wouldn't have denying 1, 2, 3 resources. At the center, and taking a look at the relic distribution, we're going to see 1 relic favoring the red player towards the south. 2 relics actually favoring the red player, 1 towards the east. This one is a little bit closer to red compared to blue. And then this one is going to be closer to blue. This one is going to be closer to red once again. But it's still going to be kind of contested. Map generation, I like it better for Hope. Relic distribution, I like it better for Blackheart. Bit of a nod that time from Hope, no? I don't think so. No. Collecting stone over here is not going to be quite as efficient as collecting gold, but still going to allow him to go up, and by the time he gets up, he's going to have a few choices. He can go for the extra TCs, he can go for the castle. Oh, he's selling the stone, actually. Alright. So it's just going to be TCs. Yeah. And Hope, instead, Hope is not collecting stone whatsoever. It's going to be a standard fast castle over here into extra TCs, what you expect to see from Britons. No idea why Blackheart would go for a forward castle without already having full map control, in which case the position hardly even matters. Yeah, you can talk about all sorts of different situations. This is hypothetical talking. We have the stable already up, so Blackheart will try to get the map control. One of the scouts get trapped though. And then this one from Blackheart. It's going to stay up. Hope's got only one scout left over here. Of course, the only one. He's got an archer range as opposed to a stable, right? But this is very, very low HP. Archer opening in 2022. You see, you can talk about all the theory you want, all the time you want. This is all going to be about the players and the civilizations, but the players are playing the civilizations, not the other way around. So you can never really know for sure what the players will go for. And Hope is looking alright here. 2 scouts from Blackheart. He's got into the castle edge and he's got heavy plow and boso coming up, but no light cavalry whatsoever. Instead, he's just going to go for the monk. He managed to get the monastery. It's just him not knowing what arena is apparently, or what the poles are. Yeah, not everyone is a clown, right? So not going to be quite as familiar with the circus. Second DC on the way for both these players. Yeah, and I'm not even going to try and go as far as to try to predict what they're going to go for over here. You can talk about what they should be going for perhaps, but there is no telling what's actually going to happen. Nice knife over there though! Hope loses the scouts still. To Blackheart scouts, despite having the spearmen over there, despite having crossbows. There we are. So far, nobody's been able to get a single relic in just yet. But that's not going to be the case for much longer. There are only 4 relics out in the open. So we see that Blackheart is taking the first relic back home. He's going over the right-hand side over here. He's been putting pressure with the scouts. And remember as well, the poles, they get 1 bonus damage from scoutline units against archer-type units. So these guys are a little bit stronger against archers. You can see the bonus over there compared to standard scouts. So Hope's got to be careful. One relic coming in for the blue player. That's going to be the second relic coming in for Blackheart. He's sending the monk over the right-hand side. He's going to try to go after this one. We'll see if he's able to do it. Still no light cavalry upgrade for standard scouts only. Hope. To be fair though, he's got a single spearman over there, but he's trying to go for the relic. This one was a little bit farther away for the blue player compared to the red player, but it seems like he's going to get away with it. Let's take a look. Yeah, he should know. He should know the relic disappeared already from the fog of war. There you are. Nice conversion attempt over there. We still have some crosses out. Yeah, and the relic's coming in, so it's going to be 2-2. Final one, though, does favor Blackheart quite a bit. Hope he's going to keep the crosses over here. So far, it's worked pretty well for him. We'll see. What's Blackheart doing, though? He's in the monk forward. Probably he just realized about the crosses over here. Yeah, I think he probably just moved the monk away after seeing the crossbows over there. Let's take a look. Good unit control from Blackheart, dodging the arrows over there. The old man. He's got the agility needed to survive for a little bit longer over here until ultimately one of these crossbows does end up landing a killing shot over there. So Blackheart is down to 0 monks. is going for one over here. Meanwhile, Hope has 2 monks already, and he's going after the relic down the south. Hope is making the crossman play work over here. He will end up on 3 relics versus 2 from Blackheart. And while all of this was taking place, we see that players went for extra TCs on the back. So we saw the second TCs coming up a little while ago. But there's a third TC over here for Blackheart, and there is a third TC already for Hope. How good is this? It's fantastic. I think Hope is dead. He's a little bit behind the work account right now. He's gotten housed. I'm not really sure if he's realized. Yeah, he did. He's got 2 villages over here. He's got Town Watch, so he's going to minimize the amount of idle TC time, but in the end, he does manage. 4 castle on the way for Blackheart. This is not going to be as aggressive as what I was talking about earlier, but it doesn't matter because we don't have any forward resources from Hope. So Blackheart, by getting the castle up over here, he will still deny both the secondary gold and the secondary stone from Hope. So he's in a pretty good spot. He's got the scorpions over here to push across this away. Bunch of scouts over there to potentially go after the monks as well, if he needs to. Blackheart's gonna be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon, but so will Hope. The blue player is struggling big time this game though. Check this out. He's got a house coming out right now, but he's been housed a good chunk of time in the last minute or so. So much so, because he's got 3 TCs, that he's going up in idle TC time so freaking fast. So freaking fast. Almost 4 minutes of idle TC time over here for Hope. Meanwhile, Blackheart's going to pull an 8 villager lead already. With a much lower idle TC time, he gets the castle up. He's got chain bar that on the way. Husbandry is coming up as well, so we'll see stables on the way for Mr. Blackheart. We'll see what we get. There you are. Selling match of the Britain Seco bonuses is not spent. The Polish ones skip taken. Yeah, and the red player's done a really good job. Take a look at the farms over here. How satisfying is this? He couldn't make a perfect Z just because there was a little forest over here. Otherwise, he would have gotten a beautiful Z of farms. He's going for another full work as well. So he's just set himself up so nicely. Now the stables are coming up, and we know exactly what to expect over here. Of course, it's going to be Slakta Privileges, full Cavalier push. With Chain Bar and Armor, he already has gotten the most armor he's going to get for these units. He's got Forging on the way, and Imperial is going to be here in 25 seconds. He's got more stables coming up, and Hope, he's got no idea what's coming his way. He sees the Cast Foundation over here, but he doesn't know what else is happening. There we go, Imperial Age is here for Hope. As well, he's got ballistics. Yes, sir. Blackheart's got Cavalier coming up. He's already queuing the units. And Slakta Privileges has already been researched as well a little earlier, so Blackheart's in a very, very good position. He's got the first trebuchet coming out. He's gonna go after the monastery right away. Well done. Hope is roaming around. It's unlikely he'll be able to do too much though. He's got a single magnum and a bunch of crossbows. These will go down to the Cavalier. And I see no transition to pikemen whatsoever for Hope. He's going for extra barracks right now. This might be a little bit too late, guys. Here come the Cavalier from Blackheart. As he's going right inside Hope's base. He's going to go after the monks over there. One of the Cavalier does get converted, but 2 of the monks go down, so that's not going to be the most cost-effective trade for the blue player to speak of. And because he's actually open in between the archer ranges and the houses, and we see the Cavalier coming in, and we hear the town bell over there for a moment. It seems like Hope doesn't really have the means to defend himself. He's open. He's completely open, and now the Cavalier are roaming around the back of Hope's economy. Just completely destroying the bull player. His population still not that different, to be fair. It does not matter too much because the Cavalier over here, they are going to do so much more damage in the next few minutes. Meanwhile, Hope is only now going for the Pikeman African. He's got 2 spearmen. He's got 2 spearmen that he just upgraded to Pikemen. Won't do much of anything against the Cavalier, of course, and the Arbalesters. Yeah, from Hope. We're about to get cleaned up over here. And this push is not going to stop. Yeah, TC going down before the round gets to the trebuchet. Yeah, Blackheart is just pushing the Arbalesters away. This would probably be better for him if he had still a second group of units coming forward and putting pressure. Otherwise, the trebuchets are going down and he's kind of wasting some resources. He was able to stay at a very decent population overall. Still only 3 pikemen though. Yeah, the Arbalesters are about to get cleaned up. So he needs to keep on going for morning. He's got a lot of Cavalier on the way. He's got 26 right now. He was producing for a moment over there from 9 stables at a time. He's got conscription coming in as well. If production was not strong enough, now it's about to get significantly stronger as well. Here come the Cavalier once again. It's open! One more time. Blackheart comes straight into Hope's base, taking the trebuchet down without any issues. Going after the Arbalesters. There is a little bit of a choke point over here, so that's going to favor the Breton player for sure. But how many Arbalesters do we have left over here even? Not that much. And you know what? The Cavalier are going to take the Arbalesters down. They are going to open their way into the back of Hope's base once again. And you take a look at the military count right now, and it's not looking even close. Blackheart, if he keeps on going for Cavalier more and more, it's going to get 200 population with a very, very strong military count compared to Hope, for sure. Hey, Snowball. I hope you're doing alright. I'm not really sure if I said hi to you. I saw the hello earlier, but I don't know if I said hi. Anyway, yeah, there's no stopping this army from the red player. At all. If the Cavalier are stuck over here behind the choke points, they will make room. They will take the buildings down. The archer range is going down. The houses are going down. And here come the Cavalier. We have 13 pikemen from Hope. He's going for half of the year. Meanwhile, Blackheart, he's got close to 50 Cavaliers, so there is no way back for Hope. As Blackheart takes game number 2 and equalizes the series over here, he's going to guarantee a 4-game series for all of us to watch over here. Well done. Just bold things. Yes. And I remember not that long ago, Poles actually weren't really regarded as a particularly strong arena civilization by clowns. And it seems like it was just a matter of figuring the civilization out a little bit. And yeah, now they are very strong across the board. Some time ago, they used to be the strongest up until 2K or so. And then at the very top, they were not quite as good. It seems like there was some time for the meta to develop, and now they're going to be very effective through and through. For military, a very nice KD for Blackheart. It's going to be better than 7-4. For economy, we see a stronger economy for Blackheart with about 8,000 extra resources, close to it. And for society, we see a higher villager max count for Blackheart. Taking the fewest losses as well, 8 villagers going down throughout the game. Meanwhile, Hope ended up losing about 32 workers, if I'm not mistaken. So well played. Blackheart won, Hope won. This might be another full set, perhaps? We'll see. And there we go. Welcome you guys, everyone, then to game number 3. For this one, we are going to have Serengeti. Hope is playing on the right-hand side with the blue color towards the south, towards the southeast over here with Lithuanians. While Blackheart is playing on the left-hand side, towards the west over here with Mongols. And going through the civilizations as we usually do, we'll see that Hope gets 150 extra food upon starting the game. He's gonna get on top of that for the Lithuanians. 10% fast moving skirm spearline units, as well as 1 extra attack on knights and light shy per each relic garrison, up to 4 relics, so up to +4 attack. Let the free win. Can I go down now? We'll see. Well, we still have one more game after this one at the very least, and depending on the result of this in the next game, it might actually be a full series, of course. Regardless though, for the red player civilization... Oh, before I forget it, Lithuanians get 20% fast working monasteries for the team bonus as well. And then taking a look at Mongols, we'll see that Blackheart is playing with a civilization that's going to give him 40% extra working speed on hunters. He's going to get 30% extra HP on light cavalry, hussar, and step lancer line units. And we see in addition to that for the Mongols, 25% faster attacking cavalry archer type units. For the team bonus instead, we see the Mongols also get 2 extra line of sight on scouting units, and that'll be about it, right? Let's check to see what we get for the map generation for both these players. Starting on the southeast for the bull player, we'll see that Hope gets the main gold on the left-hand side. To the side of the TC, we have secondary gold up in the north. And then for stone, we have the main stone towards the south, secondary stone on the left-hand side, very, very far away. And this is Serengeti. This is Serengeti for the map for game number 3. He does have a bunch of woodlands over here on the back though, so that's going to be good. But these will not really be quite as effective for walling out, right? If you wanted to go for something like from here to here, here to here, and here to here, very likely to leave some holes over here perhaps. Or potentially over here, right? So you gotta be careful. Instead, we're probably just going to get the walls around individual resources, kind of like this. And yeah, probably around the gold as well. Because of it being super forward. Blackheart says thank you. I think Hope might have given him the sheep back. Goats. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Meanwhile, Blackheart, on the other hand, we'll see that the red player, he's got the main goal on the back, so this is so much better already compared to what we have for the bull player. The secondary goal is going to be on the right-hand side instead, and then we have the main stone on the back, and the secondary stone is on the left-hand side. It's got some woodlands over here to make use of once again. This one is going to be a particularly good one. And then he's got some on the left-hand side as well. This is going to be good. He's already collecting from it. But it's not going to be good enough for him to wall off, of course, so he's just going to have to go for some quick walls around here. And I think it's good, though. I think it's still good. If he gets the lumberjacks over here, if he gets some gold miners around here, we could see from the red player, potentially like 1 tower to protect both these resources. Kind of similar to what you would get on Atacama, for instance. Oh, shit. There we go. I feel like it's coming after both these players already. 18 population for Blackheart though. He's going all out scouts. Hope. He is on 21 population. He does have some militias coming out, and it's going to be Minotaurs and Archers. What is the tool for marking? You can do exclamation mark annotations, and you'll get a link to the tool. There we go. It's a great tool. I very much recommend anybody looking for an annotation tool to go and check it out. is really good, and to also start the GitHub project. The guy who makes the program, he actually forked it from a different one and added so much functionality. And a lot of the functionality that I use... Sorry about that, loud traffic. A lot of the functionality that I use was actually developed by request. I presented the use case and he actually implemented the functionality, so I'm very thankful for that. One village goes down though, we have Minotaurs already for Hope. Hey, I love baskets. How are you doing? Hi, welcome back. It's gonna try to come in once again. And the quick walls over there for Blackheart. I'm going to stay up for the time being. Seems unlikely he'll be able to breach through over here. The only thing that this is going to achieve really is keeping the villagers idle for a very long time, spending resources trying to repair the palisade as opposed to getting the resources in. But he does have another wood line on the left hand side, so it's gonna be fine. Archer reach on the way for Blackheart over here. Meanwhile, Hope. He's got the archers on the way. He's got a spearman over here. The archers are coming forward as well. This is going to be the natural transition after seeing the Minotaurs earlier. And Blackheart's just going to stick to scouts until he gets the archer range up. Then we're going to see skirmishes come up. And this is just going to be a very standard M&A archers push from Hope versus scouts in skirmishes from Blackheart. Now, none of these army compositions is going to be like really superior. It's going to be all about unit control and properly assessing the engagements. So I wouldn't go as far as to say this or that player is looking much stronger right now, because it's really going to, like, it can change, right, in the next 2 minutes or so. Have you guys watched the Jeopardy contest the other day on Sully Bond's channel? I think it should be available as a VOD, as a highlighted VOD. I Love Baskets was playing over there as well. That was quite the Jeopardy. I hope not. That's what I was thinking the first half as well. I hope nobody sees this ever. And then also while playing the game, right? On the right hand side, we'll see one village go down though from Hope. Fantastic. And it's going to equalize EQKD 1-to-1 for both these players. However, Hope has kept his TC idle time significantly lower compared to Blackheart, so he is ahead in worker count, despite the pretty even EQKD. Last time that I mentioned your casting skills was a year ago. Cool, you stepped up. I mean, really cool. OP cool like. Thank you. I'll just keep on trying to improve as a caster. I've been focusing on doing this for a couple of years already, and I feel right now I'm the best I've ever been, but I'm still not where I want to be, so there is still plenty of work left to be done. Smart is coming forward from Hope. Scout's coming forward from Blackheart. He cannot really do too much though. Let's take a look. Skirmishes are there. Very good game sense from Blackheart. Bringing the skirmishes just in time to provide defenses against the archers, even though he did not have vision of the units coming his way, right? That was really, really good game sense. He knows where he's exposed. He knows where he needs to protect himself. However, though, that is not really going to work everywhere, because the Minotaurs from Hope are still roaming around, pushing villages away from berries over here. And you know, by some sort of miracle, Blackheart did not lose a villager over there. He realized about it and reacted extremely quickly. Otherwise, that could have been one or potentially even more than one villager going down. And you know what? Hope, he started very strong in game number 1. He struggled in game number 2, but he's looking very strong in game number 3 now. I will go on to say that Hope is looking better this time around, because of the much lower idle TC time plus the extra worker count over here he's got over Blackheart. So long as both these players play the game perfectly from now on, Hope should find himself on the lead for the most part. So it is not going to be quite as even as it was before, and it's going to require a little bit more catching up from Blackheart to stay competitive in this game. Hope is not letting the pressure go either. He's got the Minotaur still, and the scouts. This is over, Chopped. This is over, Chopped. He realizes about it. Let's see what Blackheart does. The Minotaurs are coming in. He's waiting. He's waiting. He's being very patient about this. Bringing the archers, and now he realizes. So the wolves are coming up. Unfortunately for the red player, though, the archers do not really care about the palisade over here. So if Hope is able to get the skirmishers down, he'll still be able to make use of the archers to push the villagers away from the wood. However, it seems like the defense from Blackheart's going to be good, as the archers go down for the most part, and the Minotaurs crumble as well. Only one Minotaur's left over there. No more. And Hope's going to have just 2 archers to work with over here. However, he does have another scout coming up. There we go. Villager on the right hand side goes down. He actually got the quick walls, but the scout already had engaged, so kept on targeting the villager through the walls. Has this ever happened to you? It happens that whenever you are being targeted by a melee unit, if you get away from it, it's not going to stop attacking you until you get past a certain threshold. I'm not really sure what the distance is, but yeah, I think it's probably like half a tile or so. So yeah, so long as the unit doesn't stop targeting you, the quick walls are not really going to suffice many of the times, right? Especially if you're close to the corner of the walls. Archer's coming over now for the bull player. Is going to try and get the villagers down. It seems like he's going to be able to. Yes, the palisade foundation comes up over there, but is not going to prevent, of course, more villagers from going down, and that is disaster for Repo! Blackheart's economy is going down now in efficiency, as if you take a look at the last minute efficiency for the red player, is going under 50% after losing a few villagers over here as well. Blackheart finds himself in an even rougher position, while Hope's gonna be in the castle age very soon, in 1 minute and 40 seconds from now, and Blackheart does not seem to be particularly close to having enough resource to go up at all whatsoever. And this has been really good as well. You know, Hope never really stopped trickling units, and he overwhelmed Blackheart. This is actually something that can backfire oftentimes. If you're going to send your units like that in small groups and just try to put pressure around your opponent in multiple places at once, there is the risk that you're not going to be able to keep up with your own aggression, and you are going to end up losing everything for free. So Hope's gameplay over here in the field age was absolutely fantastic. We still have some extra units left for Hope as well. He's roaming around the back. And then on the right hand side, Blackheart. He's got a good amount of scouts over here. However, Hope is getting the quick walls. Not gonna be able to connect these though, but he's got a bunch of spearmen chasing the scouts away. So it's unlikely Blackheart will be able to get significant damage down over here. We might see a villager go down over there. Yeah, well, the spearman is not there. What happened? Unit control for Hope was not quite as good over here. So one villager does go down for the bull player. Regardless, so the fact that blue is up in the castle age, going for knights with the same work account, actually a higher work account compared to Blackheart, is nothing but remarkable. How does the red player ever manage to come back from this position? Hope is going to keep on going for more and more knights as well. He's got scale bar than armor on the way. Monks even coming up as well to defend himself against the possibility of camels, right? If Blackheart ever got to the castle age. But right now, Hope is looking unstoppable. Defense back home is good. He might end up losing a few villagers over here, though. How many villagers have the scout gotten so far? One villager, yeah. The majority of the kills over there were against military units, so now it seems like that's another village going down, yes. But in the end, the scouts will get cleaned up. And now it's going to be Blackheart, the one to have to defend against the push from Hope, which is too strong for the red player to do anything against with fuel H units, right? Especially as Hope's numbers keep on ramping up by the minute. Skablolins coming out right now, as if the knights were not strong enough, as they are already in the castle age. He's getting scale about in armor. He's getting bloodlines. And that's another village going down. We're going to see a lot of extra villages going down over here after the Knights are able to clean out the scouts and the spearmen over there. There's not going to be anything left for the red player to defend himself with against these units. There's another spearman coming up. But it's not going to last for very long, of course. And now the Knights are still able to just roam around freely and get so many villagers. So many so, the block goes on to call the GG. And give Hope the lead in the series. After game number 3 goes in favor of the blue player, we're going to find ourselves in a 2-1 set over here with game number 4 being match point already. And of course it was going to be match point no matter what. But Hope, well, seems to be performing really well so far. We'll see if he's got it in him to take game number 4 as well. But for the time being, let's go and take a look at the achievements before jumping into what could very well be the last game of the series. Lithuanian free win? Yeah, it was all about the civilization. Once again, welcome everybody who's watching the stream for the first time today. Dropping a follow, it's very much appreciated. I hope you're enjoying. How many people do we have still left from Jordan's raid over here? I want to see just by a show of hands. Who here is still around after Jordan's raid in the channel? For military, we have a better KD for Blackheart. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Hope by a lot, which more than offsets for the stronger KD for Blackheart, right? After all, this is just 3 extra units that Blackheart was able to kill compared to Hope. And well, with 1,300, 1,200 extra resources, 1,217 extra resources, obviously, Hope is going to be able to afford much more than 3 extra units, so the KD over there did not really make too much of a difference. Blackheart was efficient, but just in the military traits, right? In terms of worker efficiency, it was not anywhere near as good. Alright, so Hope 2, Blackheart 1. And game number 4 is here. I think I might have asked this while the commercial was running, so a lot of people might not have seen it. But yeah, just by a show of hands, I want to see how many people are still around from Jordan's raid earlier. I know that Jordan does gameplay for the most part, so I would imagine the vast majority of viewers coming over from Jordan's stream are probably going to be more interested in gameplay than casting. However, I'm still curious how many still stuck around to watch some of the games from T90 Titans League. Let's take a look at the civilizations over here, though, on the map. This is fortified clearing for game number 4, and we have Hope with Malians and Blackheart. He's playing with Bohemians. For the blue player, Malians are going to get 30% longer lasting golds. He gets 1 extra Pierce Armor and Bags units per age starting in the village, and then in addition to that, we're also going to have for Malians. What is it for them that they get? They get a 15% wood discount on buildings, and the team bonus will give them 80% faster work in universities. Meanwhile, Blackheart, on the other hand, playing with Bohemians, gets free mining upgrades. He's going to have also, for this civilization, access to chemistry and hand cannoneer in the castle age, and 25% higher bonus damage on spearline units. That's going to be spearmen, that's going to be pikemen, that's going to be halberdier. Wow, it seems like we actually do not really have a lot of people from Jordan's raid still. Well, anyway. Besides that, the Bohemians will also have Sanctity and Fervor affect villagers, and a 100 wood discount on blacksmiths and universities, while for the team bonus, it's going to be the markets that work 80% faster for the red player's civilization. Who to favor over here? Well, on an arena-like map, you should be favoring Bohemians technically, right? But once again, this is all going to be on paper. It's all about gameplay, and it's all about how the players go, about taking advantage of the civilizations. That's going to matter the most. Civ bonuses, absolutely relevant, but it's not going to be defining the game unless the players take advantage of it. When Orlu's leg is broken, no, it's a substitute? What? What is that? There isn't really too much to take a look in terms of map generation over here. but we are going to do so anyway. And I'm saying that because the resources are going to be, for the most part, the secondary ones are going to be 4. It's going to be very similar to Arena, right? I guess the difference, actually there might be a little bit more to take a look at over here, because unlike Arena, the fact that the walls are very much open, or actually, of course not the walls are open, but because the bases are open on the back over here, you can see the missing walls. I think the resource generation is going to be significantly more important. So we have the main goal on the back for Hope, which is good. He's got the main stone 4, and then the secondary goal is going to be outside the walls, and the secondary goal is going to be outside the walls. The other goal is going to be towards the right-hand side over here. And let's check. You could potentially go for some palisades, like this. Well, down the south, Blackheart. It was just meant to be. I don't know. I think Orlando and I started streaming at about the same time. Although I think he did casting since earlier. I've only been doing casting since 2019, right? So it's only been 3 years. I think it's got 1 more year. Yeah, I don't think anybody's better or worse. I think everyone's got their own style, right? Let's take a look at the red player. He's got the main goal in the back. He's got the main stone forward. Secondary gold outside the wall, secondary stone outside the wall as usual. The secondary gold over here on the back is going to be very far away. But notice that Blackheart is going to be under a lot of pressure over here. Hope went for a forward barracks around the map. Around the outside of the map. And Blackheart, well, he should know about this. He does. Yes, he's going out to the field age, and he's going to beat Hope to the field age by a little bit. I'm better than everyone. If you believe that, man, you might just be... Believing in yourself is the first step. So it's going to be 4 Minotaurs, yes. He's got the villager over here still left, so we could potentially see some archers come up later as well. Just the 1 villager though, so he's got to be careful. Blackheart, he's got his own barracks coming up. There we go. Beautiful. The militias aren't able to get too much damage on over here. Of course, Blackheart, being aware of the 4 barracks, already took precaution. Took some steps over here to make sure that he was not exposed. And the archer range is coming up as Hope finally gets to the field age himself. He goes for the archer range too. So he does have the militias over here. Now let's see. He's got the scout, but it was 2 HP, so it goes down without really being able to block the villager over there too much. Beautiful reaction over here. And Blackheart's defense so far has been really good. The one thing that we could still see from Hope that would be so good against Blackheart will be a tower, of course. Potentially one around here would be great. Let me take a look at the line of sight of Blackheart. Yeah, like if I Hope deleted the palisade over here and tried to start going for the tower beyond the line of sight of the red player. Okay, never mind. He's just got a town watch. Yeah, that could have been good, but it's just going to be a fantasy for now. He probably could have denied the range. Yeah, true. Nova has more fact knowledge. Nova has more casting skills in general. Well, there are some things that I like to focus on. There is a certain profile. There is a certain casting profile that I try to bring to the scene that I don't think anybody else is going for. And that is very unique to what I am doing currently, right? And it's going to be more play-by-play oriented, for instance. And many of the other casters are going to be more analytical You know, casters such as T90, they're going to be really good for, like, as color commentators, for instance. But yeah, what I'm trying to bring to the scene is something that I don't think anybody else has brought yet. And it's not something that I think I'm living up to yet. It's something that I still keep on working towards. But I feel like I'm getting closer, so it's good. And it's great, right? Because you can mix and match the casters and create super commentary for tournaments. That's what they did for the Grand Melee, and usually what you do for most S-tier tournaments as well. It's always nice to see. Also why Red Bull usually is so good as well, and especially the 5th edition and the 6th edition too. You know, it's a very good storyteller? Yeah, he is. He is. Credit where credit's due, man. Those guys, T90, Dave, even Onlu, they don't get to where they are without working hard, so. As I said before, there are no excuses, man. Just keep on working. Just keep on trying to get better. So far, Hope is still knocking on Blackheart's door. And Blackheart is just going to barricade himself behind the house over here, just trying to hold on for dear life. But it seems like it's not gonna be enough though. Hope is coming in, I think. I think he is. With the skirmishes over here, if he can push the villagers away, that's gonna be huge. However, we have some villagers over here completely out of position from Blackheart. What is going on? The red player is bound to lose these. Yeah, we have more Men-at-Arms coming in as well from Hope. He's kind of struggling for unit control himself. The build player does end up losing one to the TC. But it's going to come for a reward as well, with 2 villages going down over here, the red player. It's going to start falling behind a little bit. Blackheart, 31 workers compared to 35 from Hope. Pretty high LTC time for both these players as well. But it's at the very least going to be quite even. Yeah, that houseman has been so expensive to keep up. It'd be fantastic if we could see from Capturage how many resources have gone into trying to keep a building up, because this house, you know, castles in general are usually going to be a resource bit. TCs as well, like in a TC war, they're going to be so expensive to keep up. Wow! Wow! Blackheart's gonna go and call the GG right away. There's nothing that happened right now, like in the last 1 minute or so, that was any different compared to how the game was going in the last 5 minutes or so. Blackheart's just going to stop trying and just kind of tap out over here. Like on the GG, he does give Hope the 3rd game in the series over here. Thus, we're gonna have another decider player over here moving on to the final round, the round of 18, to be cast once again on the 30th, 31st, and January 1st to see who moves on to the Golden League. But yeah, Hope's going to be one of the contenders in Blackheart. Well, Blackheart gets knocked out. Yeah, I think it was probably just the villagers that he was losing over here, and the fact that he was kind of running out of defenses, right? He had only about 7 skirmishers over here, which doesn't seem too much, but they eventually will take the villagers down. After all, you know, we have 7 over here. You get 7 volleys and the villagers do go down. And Blackheart, yeah, didn't seem to be in a position to keep on producing too much. To be fair, he did have a lot of gold. If he balanced his economy, probably he would have been able to get enough defense up once again, but the pressure was really good from Hope. Well played. Update the title? Well, it's not going to be necessary anymore. We are done with the series and we are done for the day. I'll let you know what we have in store for the next few days after taking a look at the achievements, but let's go for this first. Military is going to favor Hope by quite a lot. Very close to 32k the ratio. Many of these were villages as well, so that is fantastic for the bull player. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Hope. with about 400 extra resources, or close to it, 398 extra resources. For Society, the villager max counts go into favor of the bull player for sure. He didn't lose a single villager, meanwhile Blackheart ended up losing 4 over there. And that's going to about sum it up, right? So I played, Hope moves on, Blackheart